We are still shocked by the brutal war in Ukraine. It goes against democracy, freedom, and also Ukrainians' passion for aviation. That's why in so many countries, pilots are showing solidarity with Ukraine in their own specific way. For example, Ukrainian flags flew high above Vilnius in Lithuania on Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning as hot air balloon enthusiasts took to the skies well ahead of the start of the ballooning season to show support to this country attacked by Russia. Let the images do the talking. So people around the world supporting Ukraine in many ways, and we're hoping that very soon civil aviation will be back in the Ukrainian sky. It's the last episode of the 10th season of Air Sports News, and let's see what's going on in the world of aviation. My name is Regan Tetlow. Let's begin. So we've just seen Lithuania pilots presenting their solidarity with Ukraine, and on Monday in Łódź, Poland, skydivers from the Sky Magic formation made a symbolic jump. Take a look. The jump is dedicated to all Ukrainian citizens in these tragic times, to all Ukrainians who died in the act of genocide, but also to all those who unite in these difficult times and help unconditionally. It's really overwhelming to see this amazing aviation solidarity. Great job, guys. In South America, paragliding athletes somehow try to manage this tough situation and fly in normal competitions. Right now, the Open Trillo 2022 contest is happening in Torococo, Venezuela. The 10th edition of the Open Trillo will be held until the 12th of March. Since 2013 and without interruption, this paragliding event has positioned itself among the best national competitions. Organised by the civil association Open Trillo, whose reason for being is the practice, promotion and development of paragliding, rescuing and reinforcing values orientated to the healthy coexistence and love for the environment. More than 40 pilots registered themselves in the competition. Most of them are from Venezuela, but there is one from Italy. We'll let you know about the final results in next week's show. My first special guest this week is an inspiring scientist, writer, educator, entrepreneur and science traveller, and his biggest passion is to travel the world in his hot air balloon looking for new projects, opportunities and challenges. And he's got some amazing new content from his last trip. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Croatian hot air balloon pilot Igor Miklusic.
I last saw you over in Qatar, just around December time, and you've just been back in the Middle East. You've been in Saudi.
Yes, exactly. I mean, after a long hiatus of not traveling anywhere, last two of our big trips were in the desert. We went first in Doha, in Qatar, and then now in Saudi Arabia for a week, but actually only 4 days of flying. There's actually plenty of teams there that stayed for the long version of like 10 days, so they're still there and flying.
It looked spectacular. I've seen quite a few things coming out of Saudi these last 12 months, really, especially with the Neon project. There's been a big base jumping thing there and some motocross things going on. They're really pushing the sports.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Look, I think this is the third edition of the event, and I've been looking at those photos for 2 years now. I think it was 2019 and then 2020. I might be wrong, but just before the lockdown. And you know, if you're a balloonist, you have all of these balloonist friends, and then the images start pouring in your news feed, and you're looking at this, and it's just amazing. So we got an opportunity to go this year, and I really want to thank everybody at the organization it was stunning. Saudi Arabia opened up some like maybe 5 years ago. They had no tourism before, but now they're really investing in it. It's located next to this town of Al Ola, which has a very peculiar and amazing rock structures surrounding it. And it's a charming little town that's being really developed as a tourist hotspot. To me, I think maybe in 5 years, if you're looking at the plans, it's going to be like Moritz or St. Moritz or Aspen of the desert.
And you can watch the rest of our chat on the Sports Promotion YouTube channel. And as always, don't forget to hit the like and the share buttons as well, and the notification bell to be always updated with our brand new content right there. Thanks. Many aviation athletes are showing their solidarity with Ukraine, as we saw at the beginning of the programme, but also aviation manufacturers are making great decisions with donations to Ukrainians in a special way, just like Cub Crafters from the United States. Cub Crafters are reaching out to their friends in the aviation and backcountry flying communities to help provide assistance to refugees from Ukraine that are taking shelter in Poland. The company's European office is based in Rzeszów, Poland, which is right in the middle of the refugee crisis, less than 100 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. The staff at Cub Crafters Europe are making sure that any funds donated are used to help feed, shelter, clothe, support and otherwise care for Ukrainian refugees. The majority of them are women and children that are crossing the Polish border, fleeing the brutality of this war. There are no administration fees, no overhead charges, no middlemen. 100% of the funds that they receive will go directly to help real people in the most need. You can support this project via the GoFundMe.com website. So we have to admit that wingsuit flying and skydiving is often presented as a thrill-seeking adrenaline rush. But the brand new film Spellbound takes us much deeper into the more contemplative aspects of jumping, as David Walden and friends venture into the mountains around his home in New Zealand. Take a look.
The rock is my friend, cold, changing to warm. I trust him with my hands and feet. He takes my weight when I push. He is my last touch with the mountain.
As the makers of this movie promise, the beautiful scenery and hypnotic cinematography will eject you from your daily lives into a world of air, earth and flight. And it's completely free to be watched right now on the YouTube platform. Okay, let's stay in the world of skydiving and head back to a place that is close to my heart, where I did my first jump in 1990. My two great friends from the UK are just back from the one and only Tilly Takeover Women's Edition event at Skydive Tilstock in Shropshire. Together with a superb list of British female athletes and instructors, Bex and Vic Bradley enjoyed a weekend of skydives, seminars and open forums, all focused on women in the sport.
It's good to see you both. I wanted to catch up with you about this this weekend. It looked amazing. It missed my I didn't kind of see it happening until it was just over. So tell me what was going on. Where were you? What was happening?
So this weekend we were in Tilstock, Skydive Tilstock, less formally known as Tilly, up in Shropshire in the UK. We hosted, or Tilstock hosted, the first women's boogie in the UK. So there were about 30 of us all descended on Tilstock to do some skydiving in the very fresh weather, to do some forums to discuss women being in skydiving, to talk about the challenges we might face in skydiving, or any issues that we could help each other with, but also to share knowledge and experience and help less experienced skydivers on in their skydiving career.
Fantastic. The weather looked great. It looked like blue skies, and that's where I did my first jump, actually. That's where I started.
Did you?
fabulous.
Yeah.
It's such a good little drop zone, Tilly. It's a real proper club. Still, you know how some DZs have become much more commercial and all that, but Tilly really retains its kind of club feel, and it's a real supporter of minority groups in the sport, not just women, but also they have their rainbow boogie, etc. in the summer, and they're great. They do a great job for us.
And the full-length 15-minute interview with Bex and Vic can be found on our YouTube channel. If you don't mind, please like it and share it as well. Thank you. NetJets said last week that it's buying 150 Lilium eVTOLs and plans to operate them as Part 135 charter aircraft, according to Transport Up. The world's largest fractional announced the deal in a statement to investors. The eVTOLs will apparently be based in Florida, where Lilium intends to build an eVTOL network servicing central and southern parts of the state. NetJets will be a partner in the network, which will link larger cities with existing and new built vertiport facilities, and may also join the Lilium sales team to sell eVTOLs to individuals. Lilium's latest aircraft uses dozens of small ducted fans arrayed on tilting canards and wings, and the company says it will carry 6 passengers at 175 miles per hour with a range of almost 200 miles. And another interesting news item from the eVTOL industry, urban air mobility company Volocopter announced on Friday that it has raised $170 million in the initial signing of its Series E funding round. According to the company, the round was led by South Korean-based investor WP Investment, followed by Atlantia and Honeywell. Volocopter says the money will be used towards certification of its VoloCity electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, as well as the initial commercial launch of its air taxi service. The company estimates that the 2-passenger VoloCity will have a maximum payload of 441 pounds, a top speed of 59 knots and 19 nautical miles range. The design has 18 motors and 9 exchangeable battery packs, which Volocopter says can be swapped in 5 minutes. It's that time of the show, let's move on to our Hall of Fame section. On the 5th of March 1936, Captain Jovis Summers took off on the first flight of the Vickers Supermarine Type 300 prototype of the legendary Supermarine Spitfire. Landing only after 8 minutes, Summers is supposed to have said, "Don't change a thing." Of March 1931, Ruth Roland Nichols set a Fédération Aéronautique Internationale world altitude record of 28,743 feet at Jersey City Airport, New Jersey. Nichols' airplane was a 1928 Lockheed Model 5 Vega Special and owned by Powell Crosley Jr. He had named the airplane the New Cincinnati. On the 7th of March 1961, test pilot Robert M. White flew the No. 2 North American X-15 hypersonic research rocket plane to the amazing speed of Mach 4.43, which is 2,905 miles per hour, and at 77,450 feet, becoming the first pilot to exceed Mach 4. On the 7th of March 1945, Frank Nichols Piaski, founder of the PV Engineering Forum, made the first flight of the PV-3, a prototype for the first successful tandem rotor helicopter. 2 additional prototypes were ordered. The original aircraft, a proof of concept aircraft, made its final flight in May. This is it, guys. This was the 100th episode of the Air Sports News. Quite an amazing achievement of the team and myself as well, when you take into account that we bring you this program every single week without a single break or a holiday. That's 100 Wednesdays in a row and over 200 interviews. Well done, everybody involved. So please like our content, share it and subscribe. And I'm leaving you with some new footage from Rob Holland Aerosports showing some really incredible aerobatic content. And we'll see you back here again next week for the start of season 11.